Welcome to the Higher Arabia podcast, powered by Matchmaker Number One. I'm Ines Mokrani, recruiter, coach, and connector of talent across Europe and the Middle East. In this podcast, we explore the challenges, opportunities, and success stories of hiring in one of the world's most dynamic regions. Let's dive in. Welcome, everyone. Let's jump right in. Remote work in the Middle East. Is it just a passing hype or something here to stay?
Yep, absolutely fascinating stuff. Let's dive into how things are shifting in our region, right?
Yeah, it's like everywhere now, especially post-pandemic. Countries in the Middle East are really starting to experiment with remote and hybrid work models.
Huh? And it's interesting how the adoption isn't uniform, right? For example, tech companies are racing ahead, while, say, finance and government sectors are treading a bit more carefully.
Exactly. It's kind of like some sectors are sprinting while others are, limping along. Particularly in the UAE, almost 50% of companies have some sort of hybrid arrangement now.
Right. 50%? That's a huge number. But I wonder, is it really indicative of a long-term shift, or are we just seeing an experiment during uncertain times?
Good question indeed. The numbers are striking, but it's also about the cultural shift. In many parts of the region, face-to-face interaction holds a lot of value.
Yes, indeed. True, the interpersonal dynamics there are a bit different. So, how do companies balance the benefits of remote work with those traditional values?
Well, it's like a balancing act. On one side, remote work gives access to a wider talent pool and slashes office costs, plus employees get a much better work-life balance.
Absolutely. But isn't there a flip side? Potential issues with collaboration and innovation when teams aren't physically together?
Right, yeah, studies show mixed results. Some organizations see boosted productivity largely due to less commuting, saving time and energy, while others report challenges in ideas exchange.
Yeah, I get that. I get the productivity gains from saving time on commutes, but don't you think that face to face interactions are crucial for that creative spark?
That's a fair point, and it's like there's been this evolving conversation about it, but increasingly many are adopting a hybrid model, a mix of in-office and remote days, to try and capture the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Interesting. That hybrid model seems quite pragmatic and, sustainable in the long run.
Absolutely, and it's not just about logistics, it's about reshaping the work culture. Leadership, as they say, needs to evolve, from micromanaging hours to focusing on outcomes.
Right on. I love that idea, performance over presence. But, I kind of wonder, how are companies handling the regulatory and legal side of things? Labor laws in the region.
Oh yeah, that's another layer. Labor laws are still catching up to these new ways of working, so companies have to really rethink policies. It's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity to modernize outdated frameworks.
True. Makes sense. And then you have technology stepping into the picture. Platforms like Microsoft Teams, Slack, and cloud-based HR systems. Those seem to be the unsung heroes here, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. Technology is the backbone of remote work, but it's not solely about the tools. Having clear policies and proper training for managers is equally vital.
Correct. So, if I understand correctly, the practical implementation of remote work rests on a trio of elements: tech, updated policies, and a cultural shift in leadership.
Exactly. It's like crafting a brand new recipe where each ingredient has to complement the others perfectly.
And what about the challenges unique to the Middle East? Aside from cultural factors and regulatory updates, are there any other hurdles?
Well, besides the traditional preference for in-person interactions, there's also the issue of digital infrastructure variations across the region. Not every country or company is equally equipped to implement remote work seamlessly.
Yes, exactly. Right, I can imagine that in some places the infrastructure might lag behind modern expectations, potentially hindering smooth remote experiences.
Yeah, it's like you're setting up a top-notch remote work system, but then sometimes the internet or supportive ecosystem isn't quite there.
Oh, absolutely. So, from what we're seeing, there's a clear growth trend, especially in tech, but it's not a one size fits all solution across the board in the Middle East.
Correct. And even in countries like Saudi Arabia, where the numbers may be a bit lower right now, multinational firms are pushing the envelope. They're experimenting and showing growth in remote adoption.
Yes. Now, here's something I've been thinking about. While remote work has its perks, wouldn't you say that starting with pilot projects is a smart move for organizations that might be hesitant to fully commit?
Oh, absolutely. It's like, testing the waters before diving in head first. Pilot projects allow companies to get real feedback, learn what works, and adjust policies before scaling up.
Right, definitely. But don't you think some leaders might still be skeptical? I mean, shifting from a traditional model is a big leap. Some might argue that this trend is just a temporary fad.
I get that skepticism, but I actually think hybrid work is here to stay. It ticks all the boxes: flexibility, improved work-life balance, and even employer branding benefits.
True, true. Yeah, using remote work as part of a branding strategy is pretty clever. Attracting top talent in a competitive market takes some innovative approaches.
Exactly, and think about it. Companies that invest in training, update their policies, and focus on performance rather than clocked hours are positioning themselves for the future.
Absolutely. It's like they're building a performance based culture that can adapt to any challenge. But is there a risk that too much emphasis on remote work might erode the personal connections that fuel collaboration?
That's a solid point, and it's a valid concern. While remote setups boost individual productivity, they can sometimes limit spontaneous creativity that emerges in a physical office setting.
Right. I mean, isn't it risky to lean too hard on remote setups without ensuring that the culture stays intact?
Yeah, and that's why many experts advocate for the hybrid approach, a deliberate mix of remote and in-person engagements. It allows teams to get creative together while still enjoying the perks of remote work when needed.
Exactly. I can totally see that working. It's like having the best of both worlds, the efficiency of remote work and the collaborative spark of in person meetings.
Precisely. Plus, it's important for leaders to adapt not just their strategies, but their management styles, shifting towards trust and outcome-based evaluations.
Right on. So, to wrap it up, remote work in the Middle East is evolving rapidly. It's a mix of challenges, opportunities, and gradual cultural change. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's an ongoing journey, and while there are hurdles, the potential benefits make it a trend that's likely here to stay.
Exactly. Thanks for the engaging chat. It really brings clarity to the nuances of remote work in our region.
Thanks to you as well. It's been a lively discussion on a topic that's shaping the future of work. Thank you for tuning in to the Higher Arabia podcast, brought to you by Matchmaker Number One. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share, and leave us a review. It helps us connect even more talented individuals with opportunities. See you next time. Until then, keep building bridges between cultures and careers.